Xavier is going to help me demonstrate today. Xavier, would you mind tracing your hand on the board? Look what happened. You see, when you put your hand on the board, it thought that that's where you wanted to write. But that isn't where you wanted to write, is it?
No.
Well, that's how other whiteboards work. By touching the board with one hand and attempting to write on it with the other, the board only recognized its first point of contact. So Xavier, let's try the same thing on the TAPit.
Good idea.
Okay, Xavier, how about you try tracing your hand again on the TAPit and see what happens?
Okay.
Great job!
Thanks.
So why was Xavier able to trace his hand successfully on the TAPit and not over here? Well, the answer lies in the difference between intended and unintended touch. On an inclined screen like this, it's very hard, even for me, to make sure I don't accidentally rest my arm on the board, especially after working for an extended period of time. Imagine how difficult it can be for a student with fine motor delays or involuntary arm movements to work on this board. Because it doesn't understand your intended touch, it's impractical and inaccessible. The solution is TAPit's intended touch technology.
I really like the feature that they can lean on the board and write at the same time. So the difference between the unintended and the intended touch.
Especially with the younger kids, they like to touch the board. Sometimes they lean on the board when they write, and having the attentional touch has been helpful because they're not accidentally putting their elbow on the board and moving their mouse when they meant to be touching somewhere else.
And the student doesn't have that frustration of moving to a new screen or moving to a different agenda on the board because they perhaps rested an elbow on the screen. And I think that's really huge for our particular type of student.